In this short video, I'm going to show you the top 5 revenue leaks for local service-based businesses. That's right. But before I would do that, I just want you to understand something which is called intention-based marketing. The other type of marketing, if we are looking on a super high level, is called interruption-based marketing. Last time when you've met one of those interruption-based ads is probably when you scrolled Facebook or any other meta platforms and you saw a couple of ads, right? Those things interrupted your activity when you were just hanging out there or texting someone. Intention-based marketing is so important to understand because this is when people actually look for problems or solutions, which is generally happening on Google, right? If my area just got hit by a storm and my roof needs fixing, I will go on Google and type in roofers, right? I'm looking for roofers in the area. So it's very important to understand because intention-based marketing and to capture those leads who are searching for something specifically is so important because that audience is super warm. Like they have a problem, they need a solution, or they are looking for the problem, or they are looking for something actively at that point. Local service-based businesses are the prime example. When you need something fixing, you probably look for a plumber, a roofer, a solar installation company, an auto repair shop, or something like that. Harnessing and maximizing everything out of those intent-based users and potential customers is super, super important. So let's jump in. What are those top 5? And I'm going to actually start with the first 3 because those are pretty similar. The first one is missed calls. Most of the websites do have a phone number or even the Google presence when you are looking for those companies. They do have a phone number out there on Google Maps or on the website. But generally, if the phone number is the owners and they are out at work, then they are probably not going to pick up the phone. And it's a huge, huge percentage of the times when people don't pick up the phone because they are actually working. Or even if there is someone like a representative who takes the call right away, they might not be available all the time, especially outside of working hours, right? So you are losing a lot of calls here, and problems are not always happening within working hours, right? So this is one of the issues. The next thing is very similar to missed calls. It's missed text engagement. When you are going on any local business's website, it's generally not super fancy, right? There is like a couple of details about how you can reach the company, which is generally a phone number. There might be an embedded form if you are lucky. And so you can apply there, or basically you can ask for a callback, right? But it's not immediate. And so what if you would have a chat widget where there could be AI implemented that would answer most of the questions about the company? This is like a very useful thing to do. When the person is looking for an actual appointment, then that AI assistant can book a call with that person immediately, even outside of working hours. So this is already engaging the lead. It's very, very important because when the leads come to a website, and in 99% of the times, what they are going to see is a form. They fill out the form, and then they are waiting for a call. They have no idea when they are going to be called back, and they have an actual problem needs solving. And so giving a solution for these 3 is actually super important. But let me just jump on the third one real quick, which is missed appointments. I mentioned the forms a couple of times, but I rarely see an actual real-time appointment booking area where I can see the dates of availability with a salesperson or a service person at the company and actual times when I could book a call. So for example, how much calmer I would feel if I go on a website like I do have in mind here as a discovery call, and I know that today is Monday, the next available time is going to be on Wednesday, and I could book it for 8 a.m. So I know for sure that someone is going to show up at 8 a.m. on Wednesday. And if it's not super urgent, then I might be fine just talking them on Wednesday, but at least I can plan ahead. If I just fill out the form and then it's submitted, then I have no idea when I'm going to be called back. So I cannot really plan it. It gives me a little bit of insecurity about my problem that I have at home. The chat widget is the other thing that I mentioned. And if you do have a phone number, I will show you a couple of options like what solutions can be implemented. But yeah, for example, for this one, there could be a calendar booking widget, let's call this, right? So this is a pretty good solution instead of just using a form. The other thing is maybe an AI or just a pre-prompted, let's say, or a pre-built chatbot. It doesn't necessarily need to be AI. I know a lot of people are still a little bit scared of AI, or they can't quite wrap their head around AI. But it can be a chatbot that just answers basic questions and may be able to book a call, right, automatically. this can be a solution. And for missed calls, actually, there are two different solutions. So one is called missed call text back, which is basically when the phone number is ringing, and when it's canceled or missed, like like no one picked up the phone from the company, there could be an automated text sent back. And so it's very, very useful, because we are engaging a little bit with the client, and they might just explain what the problem is. And there's a system that can also send a notification to the owner, and then basically when the owner has some free time, there might be 5 missed calls, but an automation would already engage those people, and then the owner would basically just sit down, drink a coffee, and then reply in text for those 5 inquiries. And those 5 people might have already described a little bit about their problem, so the owner already saved a little bit of time and going back and forth, and then calling back and such. And they can just basically reply in 5 to 10 minutes when they have a break, and then go back working. So it's much more time efficient, if you will. So that's one of the options. And the other, let's say, more advanced options is having an AI voice agent that can handle basic inquiries, again, book a call. So it's very similar to using a chatbot, but it's voice based. When you go on a website, and if you have a actual calendar booking function, you see the availabilities. You can even talk to an AI or a pre-built chatbot, and when you are calling this phone, you actually get some sort of interaction. That's a pretty killer website, and it's pretty functional. So I think these 3 out of the 5 are the most vital. These are the front-facing functions to a new potential client, right? And so there are 2 more. One is the Google review collection. And when I go on Google, I would say probably 85 to 90% of the companies who are registered on Google have probably less than 5 ratings total. It's not 5 star, it's just total 5 ratings. And so when we are increasing the probability of landing those clients by implementing these, and then having a killer follow-up automation with those clients when we actually fulfill our service, and it's full on autopilot, you don't have to do anything. Imagine when those clients are immediately engaged after you deliver the service. So you might just leave the customers home, and then they get a request for a review immediately. They still are in that good vibe that they got a really good service. So your review count would go up significantly. And so the reason why it's very important is because getting more reviews is feeding back to these 3. Because when people are looking with intention on the market for something, Google is going to recommend you much more because you have more reviews, right? So your business is likely a better business because people actually interact with it more. And so, as I said, like 85 to 90% are having less than 10 reviews if you are doing some Google checks. So that's crazy. Imagine when your intention-based marketing is going up and up in terms of lead flow. Lead flow is increasing, right? Because more people leave reviews, and it creates a flywheel effect, because if the lead flow is increasing, more lead is going to come to your website, and more lead is going to engage with those functions, with these 3 functions that helps them get around and book calls, etc., which will lead for more Google reviews, and it's creating a flywheel, as I said. So it's very important, and just implementing these 4 are super, super important. Like, these are the most important functions that any business can have. And before you would have a outbound sales team that would call up people, or before you would have like outbound marketing, and you would do all kind of content creation on Instagram or anything. These are the baseline requirements to maximize everything out of the intention-based audience that people are actually looking for that thing. And then you can do all sorts of crazy things with Instagram and the organic content and everything else. And the 5th one is list building plus CRM. It's kind of like a bonus, if you will. So just by implementing these 4 creates a pretty nice flywheel. But as a next step, I would say, especially for companies that are like not always providing emergency services. So solar panel installation company is a pretty good example here, because because there are people who are just planning ahead for 3 to 6 months when they actually want to do the installation, but they start to look for companies, right? So if they land on the website, then they probably don't give a call, they probably don't talk to the chatbot, and they probably don't book an appointment just yet. And so the Google review collection is also irrelevant because they are not a customer at the moment. So, but they might be interested in a calculator or a PDF or a guide or some sort of description how they can take advantage of rebates or government support or something like that on solar. They would fill out a form probably to download that guide or that PDF, and then you could get their email address and ask a couple of questions. For example, like, when are you looking to do solar installation? And so if they say 6 months, you could generate an auto reminder for yourself that in 6 months, this guy is probably going to buy something. And then you gave value in a form of a PDF or a calculator or something like that. So this is pretty nice. This is like a little bit more advanced stuff. Just by using these four, you are really doing good. And adding that fifth one is really just maximizing the revenue or the potential revenue out of the entire website visitor count, right? Like everyone who comes to the website with any stage that they are at in the buying procedure, you can maximize out, because for every step you have something for that person. So, well, that's it. If you like this video and you actually identified a couple of crucial revenue leaks within your very own company, then either reply me a yes if it came in an email, if this video came in an email, or book a call if there is like any call booking function around this video. And let's jump on a call so I can actually show you a demo how it would function for your very own business. And I also built an ROI calculator to kind of estimate if it would be valuable and it would actually produce you revenue. No wasting time. It's like a 10-15 minute thing. We really identify very, very quickly if it makes sense. And I'm actually 90% confident that it's going to be beneficial to you. But if in 15 minutes you decide that it's not good for you, then we part ways. You never hear from me again. If it's working for you, you're going to be very thankful. Somewhere around the video, reply me yes or book a call, and I see you on the other side.